Bitcoin hoodie guy coming back with another Kaspa video.
Please like and subscribe Kaspa to the moon.
Thanks, Mike. So, is it Uptober or Rektober? Well, calm heads prevail. So this probably is what the market feels like right now. You can see that crazy version of Mario. Everything is crazy. It seems almost impossible. Right when you think you know when the market's going to go up, it goes down. There's war, there's dock strikes. There's all of these macroeconomic conditions, but we do know that they're going to have to keep printing money. There's a huge deficit. The world's based around the dollar right now. No one can change that right away. And there's going to be some money printing and the national debt on the horizon, but we'll navigate it. You see, as impossible as this seems, the players manage to survive, and that's what we're doing right now in the market. So it tends to be, and I talked about this, is the more rational decision is, it tends to be less emotional. So sometimes before I make a trade, I don't do this all the time, but I've tried to implement it a couple times when I can remember, is just try to feel and just write down on a scale of 1 to 10 how rational and how emotional the situation and the trade is in my decision making. Something to keep in mind. So let's take a look at the price. You can see, ouch, under 15 cents again, but I bought the dip a little bit yesterday. Picked up another 3,300 Kaspa. You can see the daily chart, you got 5 red candles in a row. So we don't know in the short term what the macroeconomic condition is going to be. You can see we've slipped to 28. Market dominance did bottom out a few minutes ago, and then, or a couple hours ago. Now it is on its way back up a little bit, but we were up, so we're down below 0.18%, down a little bit, down 2% there. You can see that some people on X, there's spaces with change and Casplex talking about a DEX is in the DEX is in the making with Change Finance. Someone also posted on Reddit about that. KRC20 DEX is coming via Change Finance. People list that space. Eventually, you should be able to just swatch Nacho for GOAT instead of having to go through Kaspa. So that's big. Take a look at the hash rate, 1.1 exahash. Take a quick look at KRC20s. You can see trading volume 224,000 on Nacho, 47 million. Kaspa 7.3 million, GOAT 5.8 million. Kaspi $4 million there. Maybe you have some other one. For most part, I sold my Casper, the one I had left, and just got Nacho. And for the most part, that's what I'm riding. I'll keep an eye on Hoodie. $3,000 market cap, down a few holders to 155. Now take a look. You can see right now we're doing 20 transactions per second. That fluctuates. I can see that at a couple hundred. Depends on what's going on, what's minting. All right, total fees dipped back down, 75,000 Kaspa, or 40,000 Kaspa yesterday. So you can see that it's been a decline, popping back up. Depends what's minting. It's still an increase for the miners, but that's been a pretty big dip. And my last part is just, and I talked about it yesterday a little bit, but Marathon Digital, the one wallet, looked like it had about 86 million in it, but this is their last 10Q form, and it'll be interesting to see on their next 10Q form. But you can see that at the time of the 10Q, they're holding almost 89 million. That means they had to get the computers to do it. They're keeping it. They're not just selling right away. They're up big. They've been mining since October, which means they have a good price increase. So on some level, they still feel like it's an asset to hold. Maybe they'll sell it next year. So just something, to keep in mind. And you already know about that. And this is from August 1st. So you probably have already seen this, but it's fun to look at and keep an eye on their next 10Q, which I guess maybe will come this quarter. And you got KII working on that stuff in the background and things like that might not happen this cycle, or maybe some kind of narrative gets close this cycle. Just things, to keep your eye on the prize, not financial advice. For me, keep my eye on next year for selling a lot of stuff and making profit and dollar costing average and add a lot of positions. And then also with Kaspa, figuring out how many that I want to keep long term. And that's basically it. Keeping in things like, and for proof of work, now, right now it's at 30 transactions per second, but it did get up to 500. I even saw it temporarily. I think it got up to 1,000, and that's just off 1 block per second. We know at the beginning of next year it gets upgraded to 10 blocks per second. Then the transactions per second get it up to 3,000, maybe 5,000 transactions per second. And I know some people think that the average retail person won't care about 10 blocks per second, but narratives can pick up, and the narrative necessarily wouldn't be 10 blocks per second. It's just a decentralized proof of work that's lightning fast. So now in these boring times, now we're actually kind of down here because it's below 16 cents. So we're actually down here is good to get your game plan together. I can't tell you the perfect game plan because most likely I'm not going to be perfect. I've had some wins, I've had some losses. I've slowly gotten a little bit better at being less emotional and being a little bit more rational, but I'm still far from perfect. But I do know in these boring times, people get dejected. Tends to be the best times to buy. And when everyone's got euphoria next year, and it's and theoretically it's $2, and the price is up, it's $2, and you go on YouTube and everyone's talking about how Kaspa is going to be $10, $20, $50, something crazy like that. You made your plan back here, and you got to have some flexibility. So there could be some news that could be a huge catalyst come out, or the Binance listing. The only thing, the reality is that I don't see a lot of people talking about the tier 1 exchange listings. Is the smaller the market cap of the project that Binance lists is, the more impact that has to really making the price balloon up. So the higher Kaspa climbs without a tier 1 exchange, the less powerful that tier 1 exchange will be, in my opinion. So just some things to think about on these tough days when the market's going down. There's a lot of macroeconomic conditions that are out of our control. All we can control is not much, buying and selling and holding. And there's a lot of information that you can go through. We don't know what the future is going to be next year. A lot of us feel like the market's going to be up, and that's kind of the bet I'm hedging. And then if you research a project and you like where the long-term vision goes, then that can't be built out in this next 12 months. So that means if you think that the market's going to top in about 12 months, then they're building beyond that, then you got to make your decisions on what you want to carry over. So that'll be something for you to think about. And that's all I got. Thanks for watching, and have a good day.